Welcome to the 20th episode of Obscure Hotline. It's been a while. Sorry to disappoint, but we've been doing some things. We've been busy. Bark moved. How's the move?
Well, it still sucks.
Yeah,
just
that's
like
moving.
that new Limp Bizkit album. It still sucks.
Oh yeah.
Everything's. I'm not completely set up and ready to go in the studio. I am for recording because I pushed the shit to the sides. But
yeah,
it's weird, man. I live in the middle of nowhere and it's super quiet, and I'm surrounded by coyotes. And
oh word,
yeah, like literal coyote packs. Like I'll be sitting outside, smoking something, and I'll just hear. And it's not, it's different. It's something to get used to. But I live in the middle of nowhere. Good thing being there's fiber internet in the middle of nowhere here. So,
dude, that's
good.
Sweet. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Is it you have better internet now?
Better internet, but I live in the middle of fucking nowhere. Like,
dude,
middle of nowhere. And it's like there's a little town 10 minutes down the road called Minford. And when I say little, I mean little. Population's probably like, maybe 1,000,000. And they've got like a little Minford telephone company. And yeah, they provide fiber internet. I was like, holy shit.
Dude,
like,
no way.
I live in the
sick.
sticks, but I'm totally modernized.
That's awesome.
It's weird.
Dude, yeah. Dude, that's cool though. I mean, like, I know I've always been like a little bit torn on whether I'd want to like, I mean, if there's fiber internet, I think I'm down to live in the middle of nowhere a little bit.
That's really all I need. I mean, I don't talk to people besides you and viewers of the channel and like maybe one or two other people. So it's like, it's actually fine. Nobody can find me. But yet I can go online and start talking about nuclear war and stuff, and it's fine.
Yeah,
nuclear bomb hits probably won't hit me because I'm really out in the middle of nowhere.
Dude, that's kind of cool though. Yeah. No, I mean, I think after you live in like a neighborhood for a little while, you're like, yeah, like I could see it. I might want that, but I think I've always been like, I want to live in like a city and live in a neighborhood, but the more being around neighbors and stuff, I'm like, if I didn't have to deal with them, like I'd be fine with that. Like that's fine. Sign me up.
It's not bad. Now, I can't lie. Like, we moved out here and I can see 3 homes, one to my right, one behind me, and one to my left. Now they're each like a football field away. So they're each like 100 yards away.
Yeah.
But, I was super excited about not being bothered. And lo and behold, like day 2 or 3 of living here, like fucking neighbors stroll over and like, hey, neighbor, everyone to introduce ourselves. And it was a little scary because the neighbor behind me like is a woman in like she wears like long black or long burgundy, like super knitted weird sweaters, and she's always outside and they don't mow their grass. So it's like, it looks like a phantom roaming the fields out there. And like, she's just super weird seemingly. And like, she's walking around and chickens are following her. And it's just it's kind of creepy because all hours of the day and night, there's this woman like look like she's floating because she's wearing a long weird thing. Looks straight out of like WandaVision, like Agatha the Witch or something. But they came over and they were, they were nice. It was cool. It was fine. I had to remind myself, like, I live in the middle of nowhere. There's going to be some weird fucking people that may come and talk to me.
Dude, yeah. No, that's fair. Yeah, I guess that's fair. That's kind of comes with the territory for sure. Yeah, dude. I mean, and that's the funny thing is I actually feel like people in situations like that where you don't live by many, a lot of them do have things in common because they're like, I don't want to be by other people and stuff. So a lot of them do get along, I feel like. So you might make some friends,
Yeah. It's like, if I have to deal with, 3 neighbors as opposed to the normal 10, 12, 15, 20.
Dude, yeah.
It's no big deal.
It's nice. Shit, dude. Like it's got to be 50 houses just really close to us,
That's usually how that goes. Then that's typically how I've lived. I mean, I've never done this. So, I'll be sitting, me and my wife will be sitting outside and like something will make a noise. I'm like, God, what the fuck is that? Like,
dude, that's how I would be.
Everything is so clear. Like, when a fucking field mouse steps on a leaf, it sounds like amplified, like they're running through a fucking tube mic or something. I'm like, this this is crazy. But it's
Dude, that's sick though. That's the thing that always drives me insane is anytime I'm like trying to do a mic review, like on a Saturday in a neighborhood like this, and it's like the summer or spring and people are just mowing their lawn, I'm like, there's just no chance. Like, it's not super loud in my like office or anything, but it's like you can hear it to the point that I'm like, it doesn't make sense to do it right now. It's annoying. So
yeah. I should never. I don't think I'll ever have to deal with that. I mean,
dude, that's sick.
Where this little studio shack is pretty well sound treated. Like before you sent the invite over to join up on the call, like I was just kind of standing by the window having a drink with the window open, and even with the window open, man, the just silence was deafening. It was like
crazy.
I couldn't sit in here with no music on or anything like that because like the ringing in my own head would drive me nuts. Like it's that quiet.
Yeah. Now, dude, in the middle of the night, if I'm like working on something really late and like in my soundproof, like very isolated sounding room, it can like get to me. I'll have to like have something on, like, but yeah, dude, no, I'll miss the big trucks that drive by when we record the podcast.
Dude, that has been the best thing ever to get away from.
Oh, I don't doubt it. Yeah.
Constant. And now, but yet again, if, me and my wife sit outside a lot, it's still fairly warm in Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
So when we do hear a car pass, which literally is like once every 2 to 3 evenings that we hear a vehicle going somewhere.
Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah, dude. But when that happens, we're like, who the fuck is that? Who's here? What do they want?
Yeah.
Dude,
that's true.
Fucking Purge Appalachian Stick Edition. Like, they're here to get us in clown masks. So, it's, I'm a paranoid person anyways when it comes to shit like that because my wife listens to way too many true crime podcasts and watches too much shit.
Yep.
And I think I've said it before, but she made me watch a documentary about the Night Stalker or some shit.
Yes.
So now anytime I see anything like that, I'm like, they're going to kill us.
Dude, that documentary was fucked up, man.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, it was brutal.
Like, when a serial killer has no motive and they just kill because they love Satan, that's a little scary.
That's rough.
There's no rhyme or reason to it. Like, okay.
Dude, so that guy, there was another documentary that I watched that was really interesting because it's about the Cecil Hotel and he like stayed there for a little bit.
Heard of that, yeah.
Yeah, dude, the whole thing. So it's like a Lisa Lamb or whatever, like with the whole elevator thing. And then she was found like dead in like the water tower, like at the top of the hotel. Dude, that documentary fucked me up too. Like, and then they mentioned the Night Stalker. Yeah, it was bad. Yeah, it was.
And I've watched plenty of stuff, and not a lot of it gets to me unless they do a great job with it. And they did a great job with it. It's like, let's show the scenes where he writes 666 on the wall, and there's like an 84-year-old woman that he just raped, her blood spatter all over the place. I'm like, let's show the real pictures. And I'm like, God,
dude, right? I know. Every single time they do that in like a true crime documentary, I'm like, oh, like it makes it so much. It terrifies me.
Yeah, it's about 1 million times worse than the, ID Discovery Channel where they zoom in on the body laying in the creek and you can tell the bones are plastic and like they made it out of a skeleton. It's like, that's not scary, but when they show the real shit, I get pretty shook because I am a pussy.
Well, you were saying kids changed you. You were saying kids kind of.
Oh, yeah, man. Dude, it just it tenderizes the heart, much like the Night Stalker does after he's done, fucking your skull. Sorry for the language and all. But,
dude, for real.
Yeah.
What was his name? George? What is his name? I can't remember.
I don't know. You'll have to look it up. I've made a almost successful attempt of blocking that shit out of my mind for the most part, except when I start talking about it. I'm like, oh yeah,
I know,
the 80-some-year-old woman that he bludgeoned with a fucking lamp or something.
So it's Richard Ramirez.
That's him. That's that crazy bastard.
God,
he's the scariest person on the planet to me.
I really think so, dude. Well, that's the thing. Like stuff like that, I don't look too much into with the whole like a serial killer identifying with the devil and everything because I'm like, I think it's just like they're crazy and they kind of just latch on to crazy,
Yeah,
but that one like bugged me. Yeah, that one bugged me.
Yeah, that dude had a direct line to, Beelzebub himself.
Yeah, dude.
He
I
was
know.
talking, he was talking to that motherfucker. He's like, who you want me to kill next? He's like, don't care.
Do your
Find
thing.
an open window and do my bidding.
Oh, dude, that's rough.
Speaking of which, creepy stuff. I don't know if you saw this or not. I always think of you all the time, but I think of you when I see anything horror movie related.
Oh yeah.
And I just did a Bandrew. Bandrew does. I don't know what I did, but swallow, but the hand over the mouth. That's a Bandrew thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I'm way too observant of people's, tics.
Mannerisms.
But, yeah. I saw Terrifier 3, which is, happening. Yeah. And I saw where Hollywood pulled all the funding from it because the opening scene was so goddamn brutal.
They pulled the funding?
All funding pulled. And
really?
Like the dude, the guy that directs those movies, like, I'm fucking doing it anyway. So I don't know if they're like crowdfunding or whatever, but yeah, Hollywood saw the opening scene and pulled every dime they were going to pump into it. Like, nope, we're not down with this shit.
That's wild because like there are scenes in the first one. There's a scene in the first one that I'm like,
I remember you telling me
rough.
that like made you like sick.
Yeah, and then there is two particular scenes I'd say, and like the second one where I was like, wow, like how are they pulling? So like if that didn't get funding pulled, but this did, I'm like, what? Like what could
I'm
they
wondering
do?
Though, I don't know how that works, but I know Terrifier 1 was like self-funded, I believe, right?
Yeah,
I thought Terrifier 2 was too. I don't know was there Hollywood funding to it? I don't think there was.
I don't think it, I think that their budget was like bigger, but I don't think it was like super backed or anything. Yeah.
Makes me wonder if like the third one, since the second one had so much attention in the media, like, people were getting interviewed walking out of the theater.
Yeah.
I just wonder if they were going to commit to funding, helping, and then they're like, nah, fuck it, man. You guys are nuts.
You guys are wild. Yeah. No, dude, that show is fucked up.
Still never watched any of it. I still kind of want to, but at the same time, like I stated before, I am a pussy.
Dude, like, oh man, so that's like I think I've told you this, but like I just look at it from like a perspective of like how are they doing this? Like how are they pulling it off? Like that's the interesting thing. Yeah, like how did they make it work? And like so I'm sitting there like dissecting it while he's dissecting someone. I just like sit there and think about that more so than being like, oh, this is an actual clown killing an actual person. Like, I don't think about that at all. Like if I did, I probably would struggle more watching horror movies, but there are some that get to me. There was one that we watched just the other day. It was like the third or fourth movie in like the Hell House series, which the first one was like good and the next two were not very good, but this was the fourth and it was like, it actually bugged me. I was surprised. It doesn't usually happen, but it was creepy. It's more found footagey, which I also don't love some of those, but it was great. It was a good job. But
that's when you know it's good.
Yeah.
I found I've told you that I frequent this certain pawn shop place where I work, where I buy all this crazy good deal stuff, which they're starting to increase prices. Those fuckers, they're on to
assholes.
But they sell. I've been on this kick. Like I've convinced myself where I live in the middle of nowhere that if the internet happened to go out, I don't have TV. So I'm like, what do I fucking do if the internet goes out? So I've been buying DVDs.
Oh, okay.
Just because they're like 99 cents at this place.
Yeah.
And we've got this big, huge TV stand now that I bought that's like really heavy duty, old school, really nice. And it's got a lot of storage. I'm like, I'm going to fill that shit with DVDs just in case, when the internet goes out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, not only that, I hate paying like $4 or $5 for a rental if I can get it for 99 cents at the, at the shit shop.
That's true. Yeah.
But I found this, I thought of you and I thought of my sister-in-law, because my sister-in-law is like super, into the arts, and she loves like black and white horror movies, like the old shit, 1930s, 1940s, Vincent Price era stuff.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I found this big, massive, like 15 disc, 50 classic horror films, and they're like almost all black and white, like 30s
cool,
and 40s. Yeah, I can handle that. I think I might watch those, maybe.
Like
there's no way there's anything that can make me uncomfortable in that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Like some
like
Nosferatu stuff, like German expressionism.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
Like the Twilight Zone, the Shatner one where he's on the plane and the creature's on the plane.
Yeah, there
like,
you go.
That's a great, fucking classic, but not scary, you know?
No.
Not now.
Dude,
maybe back
I
then.
would have been, I remember, like, I assume I would have been like shitting my pants back in the day, though. Like,
yeah, because you're not exposed to visuals like that. So, yeah, it probably would be scary.
Dude, the idea, this always blows my mind. The idea The Exorcist came out when it did is crazy to me. And like, like the talk of like people passing out in the theater, I'm like, I get it. Like, because I personally think that movie's scary.
It's creepy.
Like, back then, it's creepy. But like back then, dude, I can't even imagine that shit. Like, yeah, when her like head turns around, I'm sure people like just lost their fucking minds.
Yeah, because you know you can only imagine that shit until somebody puts it to film, and then it's a whole different story. I've been trying to like ease my children into seeing certain things because I don't want them to be like sheltered and then see, you know, Nosferatu and be like, "Daddy, I'm scared."
Yeah, no.
So I thought I was just trying to think of something that was like scary and funny at the same time to show them, because I've got one kid that's kind of into creepy stuff, and one that's scared to death. And oddly enough, it's the young one that loves it, and the older one that's like,
dude, that's how it goes. That's how it goes. It's so funny. Yeah.
Yeah. So the scene I decided to show him because it popped up randomly was from Jason Takes Manhattan, and he's the boxer dude is fighting him on the rooftop.
Oh my gosh,
you remember that? Like,
okay,
just fucking going nuts, like wearing himself out trying to hurt Jason, and Jason's just taking it all. And then, you know, at the last moment when that guy's just out of breath, Jason grabs him, big punch, and his head just, the practical effects are hilarious, but his head flies off, rolls down the roof, falls in a dumpster. Luckily, both my kids lost it. They were like, "Oh!" It was like,
so funny.
Yeah, there we go. That's what I needed to show them.
Yeah, there's. Oh man, I'm trying to think. There are some like goofy, like shit, dude. Like, I guess like I always think when I think of like funny horror, Nightmare on Elm Street always comes to mind. But I do think that it could have like a damning effect on kids when they want to go to sleep.
Agreed. Yeah,
so,
and that's the thing. I don't want them to accidentally see something and it bother them. I want to like ease them into acceptance. Because my wife watched horror movies from a young age because, you know, her uncle just didn't give a shit. So, you know, she saw Children of the Corn and Pet Sematary and all that when she was like, you know, sub 10. And, you know, now she reads that shit like it's going out of style. But,
dude, dude, I would assume that there are some like goofy scenes from the Nightmare on Elm Street movies that would be funny, but yeah, dude, I'm trying to think.
Yeah, there has to be.
Some of the Jason ones are so corny. Even like there were some like, I think like Halloween 4, Halloween 5 we watched like recently, and I was like, this is so dumb. It's funny, but
because everything's just increased in value. Like, you know, like you said, the Evil Dead reboot. You know,
oh my gosh, yeah,
fucked with you, and like I still haven't watched that because the trailer fucks with me. So,
dude, yes,
kind of fitting. We're just barely past Halloween, so it's fitting. We're talking a little bit of you know, scary
the
stuff.
movie that just came out that I talked about, Hell House LLC. I think it's like The Origin or something. That one was good, but dude, you got to see Talk to Me. Talk to Me is really good, and it's like not.
What is that?
So it's like a horror movie, but basically like there's like this little statue of a hand. Whenever I explain this movie, it sounds really dumb. Like, but there's like this statue of a hand, and if they touch it and like allow like whatever spirit that they see in front of them to enter them, like they have like 60 seconds where this person kind of experiences possession and everything.
See, that's
and then their friends
cool
like take the hand off, you know? So it's like, like it was just really well done though. It was really good. And I loved that movie. It's not like super gory. There's like a couple parts that are like, ooh, that was a little nasty, but it's not like anything crazy. But yeah, dude, Talk to Me. Definitely watch it. I think actually the dudes that made it are twins, and I think they were like started out as YouTubers. Actually, I can't remember what their names are.
So the Paul brothers or something. Yeah.
No, no. The Danny Philippou or I can't. Philip Pou, however you would say that.
Sounds like poo.
Yeah,
Philip Poo.
But yeah, no. So it's a really good movie though. I definitely highly recommend it. That was their first movie ever, and I thought they nailed it. But
gotta love when that happens.
Oh yeah,
I was really shocked that like the new Exorcist was done by the same dude that did the Halloween reboots. Like I was like, people were not really satisfied with those. No. So why would they tab him to do 3 or 4 new Exorcist movies? I think they said he's doing. And I saw the reviews for that are already like, nah, nope. I was genuinely like, because like I was talking about earlier, like the first Exorcist, I mean, there were some other good ones. There were some other decent ones, but the first one I like genuinely think is like, it's a creepy movie. It was really well done. So I was very excited for this one, and I was like, yeah, like this, the idea of it's really cool and everything. And as soon as I saw the reviews, the trailer looked okay.
Dude, yeah. I thought the trailer looked pretty solid, and I was like, yeah, like this is going to be sweet. I saw the reviews and I was like, I can't bring myself to go to the theater and watch it now. Like,
yeah, might as well just wait.
Yeah. I was super bummed about that one, because that was going to be like one of the, like leading up to Halloween movies that I really wanted to see. Yeah. But
it did feel kind of weird this year with no Halloween movie, since they happened for the last 3 or 4 years or whatever.
Yep.
That was a little strange.
Yeah. Dude, that last one. Did you ever watch it?
No. Last ones I saw were the Rob Zombie ones, and I actually like those, which we've talked about before.
Yeah.
Just because I like the way he does things. But then again, I'm not, I'm not an OG. I'm not a Halloween OG. So I totally get where people get pissed off when stuff gets messed with to a certain extent.
Yeah. I actually rewatched those recently and liked them way more than I thought I did.
That happens.
Yeah. It was interesting because, like I feel like I'm not like a Halloween purist, but I do love Halloween. And like, but yeah, I don't know. Like that, it didn't bug me. Like the way that he took it, I thought it was fine. And it was definitely like very him. And I was like, yeah, like they're entertaining movies. The second one is pretty brutal. Like, dude, if you can watch those, you'll be fine with Talk to Me. It's not even nearly that gory.
Oh, God, I thought you were going to say you'll be fine with Terrifier. I'm like, are you sure, Bronson?
Well, it's close, but Terrifier is definitely more gory and harder to watch, for sure.
I just really want to watch that damn clown.
Dude,
he just looks so interesting.
Yeah, he's amazing. That guy does an amazing job. Yeah. No, dude, I love talking about Halloween stuff. Like
I did. I don't know if I talked to you since I watched the original. I think you knew I had never seen the original Halloween.
Oh, I don't. Yeah, maybe.
And I watched it somewhat recently.
Oh yeah,
and was very entertained.
It's good. It holds up.
It's just good.
It's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't go, I went into it knowing I'm not going to be scared. Like, because 80s horror, just, 70s and 80s horror, it's not scary now.
No.
It can be a little creepy or whatever. But yeah, I was just, that's kind of what I like. I like to watch a horror movie that's not going to fucking jump scare me or make me feel antsy.
Yeah.
But yet I can be like, that was awesome.
Yeah, no, dude, that one's really good that way.
Oh, I thought it was great.
Yeah, and that's where I'm at with like a lot of movies. Like I fucking despise jump scares. I think they've like brought out the worst in horror movies. Like they've made for like lazy dialogue, lazy, writing in general. It's just like, it's dumb. It's dumb. And then there's like, all of these movies that become popular because they're just jump scares. A bunch of teenagers go watch them and they just like, are like, oh, that was so scary. I'm like, no, it just, you reacted to a fight or flight response. You heard a loud noise and it made you jump. no different than if I drop something behind you. Like, you know,
Right.
it doesn't fucking, you know, like it's not scary. So like,
much
yeah,
better
no,
if you walk away and it sticks with you.
exactly.
days.
That's the shit that matters. Yep. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, like there's, I don't know, the movies that I like really like are more, I don't know if you ever seen It Follows. Like I love It Follows, like the Babadook. Like they have scary moments, and some of them will have like,
My father-in-law loves the Babadook.
dude, the Babadook.
He said
great.
it was, He
It's
said
fantastic.
it was awesome.
Yeah. And it's like, that one's like a brilliant movie because it's like just a gigantic metaphor. Also, it's really cool. But yeah, dude, no, like I like movies that are like impactful and like, but dude, like even some really, really good movies that I like that have jump scares, I will like them less because of it. You know, it's just like,
Yeah.
and it's, I don't know. I'm
cheap.
pretty, yeah, it definitely feels cheap. Yeah, dude.
Here's a fun contrast. What was the last movie you saw in the theaters?
That would be the last Scream. So Scream 6?
Was it any good?
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was solid.
See, my wife won't watch it because of Nev Campbell being not in it. She refuses to.
I get that. I think they're actually trying to work out the contract with her. I think they're trying to make it work. So,
I hope they do, because then because I enjoyed 5. Like we watched 5 in the theater.
So like 5 is here. Like first one is here. 5 is here. 6th is like right there. And then the rest of them are like down here a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
The reason I said contrast, you want to know the last movie I watched in the theater?
Oh yeah, I'm curious.
I said
it's
that
been a
just
minute.
just like the cake farts video that went viral in the early 2000s. You know what I like the most? Cake farts. I don't know if you know what that is, but
dude, I do know what that is, and I have not heard that in so long. Dude, that's crazy.
What I like the most? Cake farts. The last movie I saw, which is highly inappropriate to talk about after talking about cake farts, is fucking Paw Patrol.
Oh my gosh, dude, that's hilarious.
Paw Patrol, the Mighty movie, I think is what it was called. And you know what? Just enjoying that shit with my kids makes me enjoy it. I'm like, that was a solid Paw Patrol movie. That was a good entry in the Paw Patrol franchise.
Dude, it's just a solid Paw Patrol. The Mighty movie.
Really,
it's hilarious.
They really showed us some backstory on Sky in this one, and the last one was more about Chase. Just really good, good storytelling on those.
Yeah, dude, that's
great stuff.
Dude, there are some, I'm not gonna knock it. There are some cartoons out there, like kid movies, that really are very solid. You know?
Have a kid. It'll change your opinion from very solid to hot damn, that was fucking great. Like me and the kids and the wife, they had all seen it, but I had not. But we all watched Elemental the other night.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Fantastic. Like absolutely fantastic movie. I highly enjoy animated movies these days. So that was a good one.
Especially hentai.
Every once in a while, I like to see a tentacle penetrate somebody. Yeah.
If the mood strikes.
If I'm thinking about, seafood that day, like, I want to see a tentacle enter somebody. Yeah.
But
you ever watch Techspert on YouTube?
Watch what?
Techspert.
No, I don't think so.
2 words, tech-spurt.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, if you like the raunchiness that me and you sometimes like to portray to our audiences, Techspert, it's mostly mobile phones, but like, Marcus Brownlee and Mr. Who's the Boss ain't got shit on this guy. This guy's all about, fucked your mom jokes, and he keeps it very light and very fun. He talks a lot about hentai. He talks a lot about, ramming it up your mom's arse. He's very, 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 very entertaining. I don't know where that came from, and I don't even know where we were on track to. But
dude, that's great though. I mean, yeah.
No, dude, every video is just a joy to watch. Like, I don't even give a shit about phones. I want a phone that I never have to upgrade from.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to keep a phone forever, but I watch every review he does.
Dude, that's awesome. Yeah. Sorry, my kittens are freaking out. Hold on.
I keep forgetting that you're running a damn petting zoo down there.
I really am, dude. It's true. Yeah, no, we recently adopted one, but we been fostering 3 of them. We got one adopted.
Dude, the one I keep seeing the pictures of is just one of the cutest damn things I've ever seen in my life.
This
and
one?
There it is.
There she is. Little Billy. Yeah,
I mean,
she's a cutie.
Come on.
Yeah, she's so cute. You're so cute. Yeah, no, she's great.
And calm.
This is her little sister. Oh,
okay. Kitty purr test.
Kitty purr test right there.
Right on Obscure Hotline.
No,
I kind of wish
great.
I'd have bought that. I kind of wish I'd have bought that special edition. I don't know.
Yeah,
I wanted the purple one. I just didn't want to wait.
Yeah, dude. Like I know. When I was making the review of it and everything, I just felt so weird about the colors for whatever reason. But now I'm like, I really wish they would have sent me a color.
Did they give you an option?
No. They just
that's
sent me
weird to me because like I know the appeal is the price, but part of the appeal is also the colors, and I love black. I'm a black and gray person, but man, I wanted that fucking purple or the green. Both of them just really spoke to me.
The green was cool. I would have
Jesse Dean, where you at, son? Why we were buddies, and now you don't send me nothing, Jesse. Fucking Dean Cain wannabe. Not really. He's fine. He's okay. I imagine when I hit 10K subscribers in 2027, he might send me something. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, so here's how it went down for me. I guess we can get into it. Like I signed the thing. They send me the information about it. Well, they didn't even send me a packet. They were just like, hey, it's going to be the NT1 signature series. And that's like basically it. They're like, do you want to check it out? And then, so like then they sent it to me.
Say yeah.
Yeah.
It was good, and it made for a good video. So
yeah.
That's why you do what you do.
Yeah. And so I get the mic, I try it out or test it out for like a week, and I'm like, okay, whatever, And then they send me the packet, and then I'm like, oh, shit, this comes in different colors. Interesting. Like, that's different.
Yeah, if not, it would have been dumb as hell.
Yeah. And then on top of that, I was like, okay, so that's interesting. And then a week after that, they're like, oh, so it's going to be 159. So my excitement just gradually, it went from like literally, being like, this is so fucking dumb. What are we doing here? To being like, oh, this is actually really cool.
Dude, it's legit, man. That is, I mean, as much the Rodecaster series is not overpriced. It's just not. But because it's Rode and because they've gave us so many offerings that are so well priced, it seemed overpriced at the time when they released the Rodecasters. They're not, in no way, shape, or form do I think those devices are overpriced. They're not.
Yeah.
But God, to bring that microphone in at 159, like, what'd you do? Did you comp it to the King B?
Yeah.
I think you did, right?
Yeah. King B2.
And that was pretty close. That was like, to be honest with you, I listened, I shouldn't be watching shit in my car, but I watched that on my drive home. I was like, Bronson. Okay. and I watched that on and the car speakers typically give me a really good listening source for comps.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I could barely tell a difference between that and the King B2.
Yeah.
At least in my car. I don't know if through headphones or what you heard, but I was like, man, those are close, but I'd rather, I still thought the NT1 signature series was just a little, I want to say it was slightly less open. So it sounded a little more focused. So I kind of liked it a tad bit better, but God, 159 for that is just incredible.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy.
So I'm on board with it. I'm on board with that release just because, that is the cheapest NT1 we've ever seen, and it's a brand new one.
Yeah, and so I mean, and that's one thing that like when I hyper listen to this, like my own comparison so much on different headphones, different, I like, obviously I use the ones that I use the most so I could judge it. But then I was just like listening on a bunch of different sources, just like trying to like make out what I liked the most. And I do think that I can understand why the Signature series and the 5th generation sound are more desirable for a lot of people. I think that like from a like, if I want to, like work with something in post, I do like the 4th gen more because it does have like a little bit more of a flat response.
Agreed.
And so I totally get why if someone were to listen to it, they'd be like, like I like that more, but I think that the NT1 4th gen gives you a little bit more to like work with. But
I agree.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's kind of, I saw this with the little A1 or whatever steak sauce.
Oh,
AI1.
yeah.
Yeah, I got this and a shock mount missing the pop filter and an XLR cable. So basically, most of the package for the same price as this, I got for $159 for all that.
Dang, dude, that's a good deal.
And
yeah,
it is, and I kind of wanted that purple, but when you mentioned that the 4th gen, it's like I keep doing the Bandrew thing, like put a hand in my mouth. When you say that the 4th gen, sorry Bandrew if I notice way too much of your mannerisms, but I agree. I think the 4th gen is like, and the more I thought about it, and after watching your video, I was like, okay, yeah, I need to go with the 4th gen because the only reason I bought it was as a baseline, like, anytime I do a condenser mic, like this will be what I open the video with, and then I'll switch to whatever condenser mic I'm using, assuming it's a large diaphragm. And yeah, I agree. I still think this is kind of that budget mic that everyone looks to.
Yeah,
as
for sure.
Maybe the perfect pound for pound for the price. And I think that the 5th gen is super, super close, but it is just slightly more modern. It's almost like
it is
an in between the NT1A and NT1 4th gen. It's like a middle ground.
Which I guess kind of makes sense because so this is another thing. One thing I will comment on, Rode isn't great about telling me in particular details. They're not great about it. I didn't know about the colors. I didn't know about the price and stuff. And I was like a little bit in the dark. I also didn't know that the NT1 4th gen and the NT1A were definitively being discontinued. Didn't know that.
Oh, I didn't know that until right this moment. Did you say that in your video?
Nope. I did not know.
So the NT1A and the NT1, now I'm kind of glad I bought this. I know there's plenty of them out there, but wow, did not know that.
Discontinued.
It makes sense though. Like why? Why would you do multiple versions of essentially the same mic, just a little bit different circuitry? So that makes sense.
Even in, I feel like they went about this whole thing kind of bass-ackwards. I feel like they should have came out with this mic first, but I think that they needed the response that they got from the 5th gen to realize that they wanted to put this out. So like I get it, but I'm like, if they came out with the Signature series first and were like, hey, like we're going to discontinue the other two right now and just make this, like, I don't think people would have been pissed. It would have been fine. And then you come out with the USB option. Like that kind of makes sense to me.
Kind of smart on their part too, though, to capitalize on the higher priced mic first.
Yeah, that's another thing too. Maybe they did know they were going to do this and, but.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which tap the mic. Makes you wonder if Shure is going to do the same thing with the SM7DB. Like, are they going to release a? Probably not, because they just seem to be so much less concerned with releasing shit constantly, and more concerned with releasing something that they deem as big with farther gaps. They're kind of like the band Tool, like every 13 years, let's release a mic,
right?
Yeah, so I don't know. I was with that release, the SM7DB, I was kind of like, like it makes a lot of sense, but man, in 2020, it would have made a lot more sense.
Yeah, for sure. Dude, I think that thing would have killed 3 years ago, for sure.
It absolutely would have, when preamps were still a thing, which, that's the thing. And that's what I hand them compliment-wise, and what I rebuttal everybody who's like, little too late on that one. Like, yeah, you say that, but I guarantee they sell the fuck out of this thing.
Oh, they still will. Yeah.
They still will. It's a Shure mic, it's the same as like every tech YouTuber, like, oh, the Apple M3, MacBooks are out. Like, of course, everybody upgraded from their M2. Why?
Yep.
It's just that constant need to have the newest, latest, and greatest. Meanwhile, I'm like, ooh, I got this 2012 MacBook to run Ventura, and it's fucking smooth and quick.
Yeah.
I just, I guess I'm not techie enough to want to upgrade every single year to the newest, latest, and greatest. Like iPhone 15. Now you upgrade USB-C, different story this year, so I'm not knocking you on that. But everybody went out and grabbed that, and it's like, what the fuck, man? Like, it's God. You've only had your other one for like a year.
So that's my upgrade process. Is I had a 9. Then I went to a 12, then I went to a 15. Like, that's just, I wait 3 years, and then
What was a 9, the SR?
What was mine called?
Because in between the 8 and the X, was there a 9?
Hold up.
Let
me think here.
Hey.
No, I guess maybe I had an 8 then. Because I know I didn't have an X. Because I looked at them like, oh, maybe I should get that.
So you still had the physical home button.
Yes.
Top and bottom bezel.
Yes.
Yeah, you probably had an 8.
Wait.
Hold up. Hey.
Here it is. I will tell you in just 1 second. I still use it for notes sometimes. I still use it for notes sometimes.
Interesting.
It was an iPhone 7. So 7 to a 12, then to a 15. But I've always kind of been like, I'm not gonna hit the mic.
Not gonna bump your mic.
You were hitting the mic, not gonna hit the mic.
Not gonna do it.
But yeah, dude, no. So I've always been like, I'm always gonna wait at least 3 years. I feel like that's it. Honestly, I'm sure
ample.
that I could have used mine. I'm sure I could have used my 12 for 2 more years and would have had no problem at all.
Probably, but now you got USB-C. You can plug a fucking interface into that thing. You can plug a USB mic into it. It's a whole new world with that. So
yep, for sure. No, dude, it was big for me, especially for like the channel too. I felt like it was like necessary for testing stuff, especially some things that I get. Like, I noticed that, I'm adapting more things than to Lightning, so it's nice to just have USB-C and not worry about it.
Lightning was a pain. Honest to God, like I don't love iPhones just because I'm an Android lifer, because I've had them since, they almost when they came out. But I have owned iPhones before just because I wanted to have both and just to see how it went. And it was always Lightning, the Lightning port that held me back, like every single time.
No, that's
even
fair.
my kids have iPads, and it's like sometimes I plug their damn charger and it's like not charging. So then I flip it around. It's like, oh, it's charging now. It's
Isn't
like,
that
God,
the
that's
dumbest
so aggravating.
thing? I know. It's so stupid. So
aggravating.
Stupid. I know. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say on the idea of on the whole tech talk thing, I just want to throw out that which I know I told you how great the iPad Pro was, like for quick editing on the go. Still stand by that. But when I was moving, we were talking about all the new shit we needed to buy for this house. So I was like, fuck it, man, I'm gonna sell everything, because that's just what I do. I'm always like, I don't want to spend my earned money. I want to spend money I can create from nothing. So I sold my iPad Pro, which I do this all the time. But I ran into an iPad 10th gen, just a regular iPad, which looks like an iPad Pro. What a piece of shit that thing is.
Dude, I totally get that.
Shit.
Yep. They suck.
Dude, you tap on the screen and it feels like plastic.
Yep.
And it's just, what a piece of garbage. I had that thing for like 2 weeks. I was like selling it. Like this sucks.
Dude, those are dog shit, honestly. Like the Pro is the first one that I liked. And I use it every day.
I will probably have another Pro.
Yeah.
I just kind of wanted to, mine was only like 128 gig.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah.
I really would like to have at least half a terabyte or something, but.
Yeah. So what I ended up using mine for was not video editing on the go, but I realized how much I love editing photos on it. And that's where I've
that makes sense.
So I always had that in the back of my head. I was like, yeah, like Lightroom on it is going to be cool. But then once I got it, I was like, oh, like this is what I use this for, you know?
Yeah.
So it's
that makes a ton of sense.
But yeah, no, I love it for that. Dude, we haven't even specified, I guess, on what we're using right now. I guess we talked about it a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
So unlike us, but I guess we can do it real quick if you want to go ahead.
So me and the Bron decided we always try to use the same mics, you know, just for the sake of the video. Mm-hmm. And as you can see what he's got, I decided to go with what I just talked about buying, which was I think this is the 4th or 5th time I've owned an NT1.
Dude, no way.
4th gen.
Okay.
Yeah. It's as bad as the SM7B used to be. I used to like use them and then sell them, and then, I need one again. I'll buy another one and I'll sell them. You know, typically turn to profit on most of them. But yeah, Røde NT1 in a fun shock mount. This is from a H&A microphone because it's like a Rycote shock mount. Really?
Yeah, nice. I was wondering what it was from. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's from the H&A AC 50 or 60 or something. I don't know. It's a good shock mount, but
the dynamic mic or whatever.
Yeah,
or is it? Oh, okay.
Yep. But it's like the beefy one that looks like the Art D2. I don't know if you remember that mic.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Like flat bottom, you know, XLR plug, and I've got that running into the Yamaha AG06 Mark II mixer.
What's different in the 2 from the 1? Do you know?
Okay, so the 1 was something I had my eye on for a long time. I can't pull the mixer up and show it to you because the way I've got everything wired up, I don't have that much room to pull it over because it's way to my left on my nice new electric stand-up desk that I've got in the studio. Mm-hmm. And but the main differences between the two, what sold me the most was independent mute switches.
Oh, okay.
So
that's
for like
nice.
TikTok comparisons or stuff like that, I can just, is that the Mark 1? Yeah.
Mark
so
1.
Let me see. That's got compression EQ. This has compression and EQ. Let's see. You got the same headset ports, same aux, almost same everything. It's the mute switch.
I was thinking there was something with like streaming capabilities or something. I couldn't remember.
Well, that has like that too, I think.
Yeah. Huh.
I've still got loop back. Yeah, it's very, 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 very.
What is there any difference
similar. Here? USB-C.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
so
I got a dumb micro. Yeah.
Let me see here. Maybe I can. Can I? No, I can't. But yeah, the mute switch is being the biggest. There's a reverb button too. Does that have a reverb button?
No.
Okay,
no,
so I've got compression, EQ, reverb, and then mute on each channel. And there's software, so you can adjust the EQ. And
gotcha.
So it's basically, it's kind of got DSP sort of. Not the best software, not the best functionality, but it's pretty good and basic, and it's helpful,
Dude, yeah, I've had that thing for I've had that thing for a long time.
It's been around for a long time.
I'm trying to think of when they came out. Yeah, I really liked it for a long time. When I was watching your videos and I heard that you were using the Mark II, I was always wondering what the difference was. I was curious.
Yeah, I really like it. It's got a power button. Does it have a power button?
No, this one does not have a power button. This one does
have a power switch.
That's nice. Yeah.
So you got your own off button. I don't know, man. I started out on a Behringer, like Xenix 1402 USB or something like that. Mm-hmm. I just love mixers. I don't know what it is about them. There's just something about a mixer that I just love.
Nice. Yeah. No, they're definitely
I just
nice.
wish the XLR ports were in the back. I hate when they stick straight up from the device. I can't stand that.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that either. I get that for sure.
No. Oh, I got something to show you.
Oh, hit me.
New device, okay? It's reminiscent of something.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's heard of this yet, and I didn't have to sign an NDA. A-Labs. Yeah, which to my knowledge, all A-Labs has ever had is a couple USB mics or whatever, but we got ourselves another,
Gladly.
another podcast production studio.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, dude.
Oh, boy.
There you go. There it is.
The FX Caster.
Nice.
Oh, boy. There it is. FX. Yeah.
Yeah.
So just like we did the Donner, that thing that we shit all over. Yep. I'm not going to say I'm going to shit all over this. I haven't even used it yet, but
hey, who knows?
I was kind of excited. We got yet another Rodecaster ripoff thing. So
how many
anybody who
XLR?
watches Obscure Mics, 2 combo jacks.
Oh, okay.
And we do have an SD card for recording. I was excited about all that, but guess what?
What? No
MP3,
phantom power?
MP3 recording only. No wave.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. It's like, okay, this thing's probably going to be shit, but
interesting.
We'll see. Yeah.
Dude, it's funny, all the limitations. And that's like when I realized, like, with Rode products and like other, like nicer, whether it's like Focusrite or even Zoom or Tascam, like there are things that companies like that, like they just nail pretty much everything a lot of the time.
That's why it's not overpriced.
Step, yeah, dude. And then you take a step back to like a Donner or something and you realize just how many things they missed, yeah. And it's like they're things that shouldn't be overlooked and then don't even make sense that they are. Obviously, I don't develop these things, so maybe there's something to it, but I'm like,
neither do they. That's the problem. Neither do they. They're taking like a base set of, they're taking the innards from a factory and slapping their shit on it and having the factory rearrange some of the components. And I mean, that thing looks like it is a Donner, whatever the fuck caster it was called. And, but there's just some, things are kind of in different places. So it's like, okay, so let's buy that Donner board, flip it upside down. So everything's here and there. It's like, it's hard to be pissed at Rode for pricing anything fairly when you've got, I mean, that thing's going to be $199. Yeah. That's a lot better than the Donner trying to squeeze $600 out of us with that.
I cannot believe that.
Did you ever take that phone call? I never did. Like where they wanted, they wanted us to talk to them and
nope.
Yeah, I didn't do it either.
I'm like, like nothing good's going to come from this.
Nothing at all. And I was, I was like, I just, what am I going to do? Make suggestions to you so you can release that thing that came out a year later, but just call it the Donner Caster 2 or something.
See, and that's the thing, like, I do have like a little bit of hope for whatever next iteration they do, if they do one. I don't know if they will. I have like 10% hope for it, like maybe. Oh, these kittens are crazy. Jesus.
I mean, I'm sure if they do an iteration 2, it will be slightly better, but will it even come close?
Like compare,
to the Rodecaster Pro 1?
Yeah, no, it's true. Yeah. And there's like literally no way in hell I would have recommended that Donner over the original Rodecaster. No way.
Or the Tascam Mixcast 4 or fuck a Yamaha AG06 Mark 1 for that matter.
Word.
I mean, it's just not, it's not a great recommendation. You can't steer people. I hope I don't steer people wrong. I worry though. Like
I do too. I worry too. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm such a glass half full guy with the cheaper stuff, like that fine mixer, the one with the sliders. Like, dude, $50, that was kind of solid. And then I see Harris Heller of hentai gaming or whatever it is. I can't remember what it's called. We'll call it hentai. Hentai gaming.
Oh, it's like, dude. Senpai or
something like that. I think he's just in it.
I can't remember.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, he shit all over that thing. Sort of. And then at the same time, he's like, but he didn't. But he did. And I was like, he's right. But we're talking about $50 being the
Yes.
entry level for basically everything. UM2,
Yeah.
Audio Solo. If something's $50, it means like this is the cheapest thing you can get, unless you want to get a Tayun Q12 or some kind of cheap knockoff mixer or something like that. Like $50 is a starting point. So if something at $50 can make you sound better on your podcast or YouTube channel or whatever, it's like, how do you hate on it? How do you hate on $50 when you could hate on Donner's $5.99?
Exactly. Yeah, dude. No, and that's like, speaking of $50, I think I'm going to be checking out the CAD X1 or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it's a solid little device. Are they sending it to you or do you need it?
No, they're sending it to me.
Okay, I was about to say I'll send you mine.
Yeah, no, they're sending me the one input and the two.
Yeah, those. It's hard to be upset with stuff like that. Like there's not a damn thing wrong with that thing for $50. Doesn't mean it's great, but
yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I think that, I don't know. I absolutely think there is a line between, like, do you spend $50 on it if you need something like that versus, like, is it good for $50? You know, like, I understand that it's like, I can give you the recommendation, but it's all about, like, see, and that's like, I put it in every description of every video. I'm like, if this has the features that you need and it's at the price that you want, cool. Like, that's the bottom line. So, I mean, like, if someone has very basic needs and those are met by that, then, like, who cares if it's not great for everyone? Like, who gives a fuck, you know? And like, and so, and that's like, I do think that I don't know, it can be hard as a reviewer to, like, to find that line a little bit. And I think for him, he's, like, pretty extravagant in his tastes and needs and stuff and, like, what he recommends.
That is,
so I feel like something like that
point.
is, So, I mean, I feel like to him, he's like, this will be funny. Like, this will be, you know, like, not making, that's not how he sounds. I did just a dumb voice.
No, I get it. And to be clear, like, I think he does a very good job with his videos.
Yeah, definitely.
Like I think he does really, really well. But yeah, he's, you know, I think at the end of the day, like, I think he streams. I think he's a streamer, and he's using, like, a blue Kiwi, which is just kind of overkill. In my opinion, that's like a $2,000 or $3,000 mic. Like, again, it's not overkill in the way of, like, I'm judging him for it necessarily. No. It's just like, you know, that's an extravagant taste for a streaming mic. Because streaming, or, you know, if he was using that for voiceover, I'd be like, solid choice. Streaming, fuck, man, just grab anything if you're streaming. Yeah. Yeah, that's my opinion. Not
I agree.
Be taken as gospel, but
also, and, like, I mean, different people are gonna want different things. So you being an Obscure Mike's channel that finds, you know, like, gems for cheap or older items for, you know, like, older used items or whatever that you can recommend, versus a streaming channel where he, like, needs more and wants bigger and better things. Like, I feel like it is different. It's wildly different.
It is.
You know, and so, I mean, like, comparing the two is, like, it doesn't even make sense, you know?
Yeah,
like,
it's apples and oranges. And there's I wouldn't say there's far more, but I would say there's a nice 50-50 camp split on people who want the best they can get.
Yeah.
And people who want what works. So, I mean, he's covering a part of a quarter of a market, and, you know, every other reviewer is covering some corner of a market. Yeah. I like expensive stuff too. I do. I just, I feel silly using some of it sometimes.
Yeah.
And by expensive, I mean thousands, you know, like, I mean, look at you and the Buckster, you know, Mr. Tom, and, you guys typically primarily use the Roadcasters, and that's not extravagant.
No, I wouldn't say that's
consumer grade. Yeah. You know, probably professional level, honestly. I mean, we're talking about 10, 20 years ago, people were, you know, professional studios are using things that are probably worse. Yeah.
Well, not always, I guess, but
not always. Yeah. But, I mean, the Neve 1073 is, you know, that's nothing to just snark at or whatever, but
Yeah.
I'm sure there's been some albums. I remember watching what the hell was that called? It was like one of the first audio interfaces that were USB, and it was a channel strip, and I want to say it was like the Digi something 001 maybe.
That sounds right.
What is that? I know there was a lot of people like using that shit in studios and stuff, and I can't remember what the heck that was. It's gonna bother me. Yeah, Digi Design. Digi 001.
That's such like a classic, like first interface name. Like they always want to put like digital in the name, like Digi something. That's funny.
You can get it for $20 now. But Sound on Sound in December of 1999 did a review on it. And let's see, 1999.
Dude, that's crazy.
And the Pro's beautifully designed software, almost identical to full Pro Tools, enhanced easy-to-use MIDI features, solid hardware featuring good mix of I/O, great selection of plugins, superb value for the money.
Oh yeah, baby!
And
Come on,
not very many cons. So this thing was a banger in 1999. Where's the price? How much was the price? I'm confused. Where they list the price on this shit? I love stuff like that. Like, 23 years ago, this was badass.
No, that is pretty badass, honestly. Oh, that's cool.
That one.
Dude, yeah, I don't know. It's just, that's one thing that I try to remember when I do watch someone else's review and I don't necessarily agree with them, is I'm like, even though we're reviewing whether it's the same product or same like niche of products, I just have to remember like how different, like I can tell, like we tell the people like what they're getting for it and like what the thing can do, but the opinion section is where it can wildly differ. And a lot of the time just have to be like, like obviously they have a different expectation, different journey, different, past, that they've came to the conclusion for them. And sometimes I'll just be like, well, like it's so obvious, like this, but then I'm like, I need to not be a jackass,
Man, but at the end of the day, like when watching your videos, like you are, what's the most expensive mic you've ever had on your channel?
Ever had on the channel?
Yeah. I can't think of anything that's pushing $1,000.
No, I think that it is 800. I think the 800 is the limit. 700 maybe even.
And that is not extravagant. That is not that. I mean, that's very normal. That's a very normal priced mic, whether people think that's expensive or not. And you've recorded music, played in bands, played live shows. You know what you can accomplish with gear that doesn't have to be, a Sony C100 or whatever that fucking mic is with the heat sink on the back that's $10,000. Like, I'm sure that's a killer mic for studios, and by all means they should use it if it's made some great albums. Like that's how studios work. But for like, me and you not having a big, huge professional studio to record the Beatles in, like $800 mic's going to do just fine.
Well, and that's like, I think it is also kind of a like where we came from thing too, because like being in like metal, like hardcore, like alternative style music, it's like where you're kind of not is like in the public and stuff. Like you don't make as much money. You don't have the opportunities that like pop or even like, rap or popular bands or artists would. So you're kind of just always making it work, like you're just like, well, we're just going to find the best thing that we can for the price and just make it work. And like, that's kind of what I think that is kind of in me, still, and I think it is kind of the same way with you too.
It is. It's not hard to make it work for people that know what they're doing. So, I mean, I think the Foo Fighters, Taylor Hawkins, before, he passed, I'm not pretty sure. I'm mostly sure his drum setup was primarily Loughton Audio. Loughton Audio is not super high end. Loughton Audio is like middle grade great for the money stuff. But,
Yeah.
it's not like there's a U87 AI on every single tom, hi-hat, and Harry out there.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
Came
that's
up
true,
with that
dude.
all by
I mean,
myself.
yeah. No, yeah. I don't know. I do think that the diminishing returns thing always comes into my mind every single time I think about like being like, you know what, like screw it. I'm just going to like sell some of my more expensive ones and then like get a really expensive one, And I'm like, nah, because I just really, really feel like the diminishing returns very much come into play.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, shit,
Well,
you see it like at a relatively lower price and it just gets worse,
Yeah.
So I'm like,
absolutely.
yeah, but.
And you'll hear
Yeah.
you'll hear guys on other channels talk about like the difference between $1,000 mic and a $5,000 mic being very minimal.
Yeah.
Like very, very minimal. And
Yeah.
I
know, yeah. But
thus comes into play the $159 NT1 Signature Series that you're talking on.
That I'm using.
I mean, I've been listening this whole episode because I have no choice. And these mics sound, I mean, I forgot how good the NT1 sounded. Like it's great. I mean, for what it is, it's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. No, for sure. I think it's a very solid microphone. I do like the Signature Series way more than I thought I was going to. And I think it is definitely one of those, like, it's really good for the price, but also at the same time, it's just like, it's good. Like it can get the job done,
Yeah.
and like,
and more so, it's, if you had to make a song with that NT1, you could do it and not a single soul listening to it would be like, oh, that dude's definitely using $100 mic. Like,
dude, speaking of which, I did. So, okay, quick story. Well, other quick story, in addition to the NT1 Signature Series, all I'm using is the StreamerX right now. So that's my mic and my video. But, so when I was about to upload this video, or when I was uploading it, it went through the whole checks thing. And it got flagged for copyright. And I was like, motherfucker. I'm like, really? So, but it was totally my bad. What I did is I did sing a cover of a song for it.
What, the Fuel song?
The Fuel song with Shimmer. Yeah, Shimmer.
Yeah.
Dude, so yeah.
You started playing that and I was like, oh God, I don't give a fuck about the song or the band, but man, I'm feeling the way Bronson is playing this song.
Yeah. No, like, dude, and that's the thing, like, with those songs, like the songs that I'll like occasionally cover on there, I've never once had like an issue where it got hit with copyright or anything. But yeah, dude, that one got hit. It was funny, but I was like, damn. But yeah, with the songs, I will seriously like that one. I heard it in a movie the other day, and I was like, I'm just gonna play that one the next time. Like, it's fine.
Yeah,
like,
I love that mentality,
yeah,
and that explains a lot too, because like you were playing it and you mentioned like that you were a terrible singer or something, and I'm sure that's not true. I'm sure it's not true. I'm sure you have the voice of a fucking angel, and then it just like went past that part. Like he was like, you can click this link to go hear it, but I still thought I was going to hear a little bit of it and then nothing. And I was like, like, what the fuck, dude? Like, you gave me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire. And then you just left me,
Yeah, dude. No, I
thought you were going to give me some fuel.
Yeah, no, during the like clean guitar recording. So yeah, after I got hit with the copyright, I was like, I'm not going to let them do this. I was like, fuck it. Yeah. And so I went back into the editing software and went through the whole process. So I ended up like posting it like 12 hours later than initially was planning on it, because it just, the whole thing takes a little while. But like, so I cut out a little bit of the clean guitar, but
you weren't
then
tempted
the vocals.
to just make your cuts in YouTube after uploading.
So, okay, I actually did do that, but for whatever reason, when it was going through and still processing, it kept on only saying processing up to SD, and it like wouldn't go up to 4K. Huh. And so I like gave it a little while. So I went and made the edits and exported just in case, and I gave it a while, and I was like, maybe it's gonna do it. But then it like finished processing and was just standard definition, and I was like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah,
So
that's
I think
weird.
I think the problem was I didn't let it finish processing before I made the edit. So I think that maybe that's where I lost it. I don't know.
Huh.
It was weird though. So you can go click the link and listen to me sing it.
I think I need to. I just haven't gotten the chance to yet, but I think I will definitely do that now.
Dude, but now I'm driving people to the website, you know. So now I'm winning.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just from
That's
now
something
on.
I should probably do since I get my monthly breakdown. It's like 0 people visited Obscure Mics this month. And then every once in a while it's like 3.
bad.
And I was like, oh, 3.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's what I've started doing with mine. Well, I've done it for a little while, but I've started pushing myself to continuously do it. Is I'll put the raw files on my website, and then anything else I need to, you know, like, so people can go and grab it and download it and listen, like, without YouTube compression. It's like I feel like it's like a nice extra step, but it is an extra step. It's kind of hard sometimes to want to do it.
I have this weird thing with websites that, like, they just feel so early 2000s to me. Like, you know, unless it's a service.
Yeah.
Or something I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Like, even my own website, I'm like, why the fuck's anybody going to come look at this?
Dude, I totally get what you mean. To me, it feels like a blog. You know?
Yeah.
It feels like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Tom Buck, like, no offense, as much as I love everything that guy does, like, he created the, like, his chat forum that's on his website.
Oh, yeah.
And I think absolutely fantastic idea. And I think it's really cool and nostalgic and just, but I don't go to it. I did, and I signed up, and I kind of kept an eye on it for a minute. But man, I'm just so bad about just like going to hang out at a website in 2023.
Dude, same.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, it's just kind of weird. It's almost like if there's not an app, like, I ain't got time for that.
Yeah. I will say, like, a site has to do a lot for me, like lot for me to, like, for me to really, I have meant to go over to Tom's and do that, but I haven't yet either.
Yeah, it looks great and it's really cool, and I would probably enjoy it if I went over there and did a little more. Though it's just weird to sit down and pull up a site unless I'm shopping, which, you know, my Sweetwater Zoom R4 should be here in a day or two.
Ooh,
pretty excited about that. Yeah,
dude, I'm very excited about that. Yeah.
I am too, and I'm afraid that I'll get it and, like, because I stared at the Portacapture, like, X6 and X8 from Tascam and was like, do I not? And then I read that the navigation was kind of wonky. It's like, no, well, fuck,
sucks. Yeah, the navigation sucks.
Yeah, but the R4 looks they just can't fuck up those preamps, man. Preamps got to be good. If the preamps aren't good, it doesn't matter.
I'm
sure they'll have gain for days like every other preamp does now, but that doesn't mean they're good.
Yeah.
So
it's true. Yeah, that's very true. I know we've kind of gotten a little crazy with the, like, how many decibels it can do versus just, like, having a quality preamp.
Like 80 dB of gain, but when you get to 50, it starts hissing.
Yeah.
What's the point?
Speaking of 80, I am going to review the Mackie DLZ.
That thing looks badass.
It's fucking huge.
That
huge.
part I don't like, but it looks badass otherwise. Like, I'm so much about the small stuff, but man, it looks
yeah. It
looks
sick.
good.
It's sick, but, like, it has a fucking iPad in it. You know?
Yeah.
Like, how big the screen is.
Which man, if you're doing multi-person stuff, that's awesome.
Oh yeah.
But my desk is it's wide, but it's not very deep, so I can't be having anything like that on my fucking setup. Yeah. Which Bauer messaged me the other day, is like, do me a favor, please do a studio tour. It's like, motherfucker, I am in a 12 by 16 room. It's basically my studio. It's 12 by 16.
Yeah, my room is not very big, but
it's not going to be exciting.
Dude, I mean, like, I got a lot of shit in it. I can tell you that
I got a lot of shit in it, yeah. And I got a sex couch now, so, like, you know.
Oh, baby. Like a porno couch?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, total. I'm a little disappointed because my plan was literally to get a casting couch. It was to get a black leather just a casting couch, but it had to be It had to be a love seat because I don't want a couch taken up.
Yeah.
I probably could have went couch, but yeah, I wanted love seat. But I can't wait to get my wife in here when the kids stay somewhere and just I mean, the studio doubles as a debauchery.
As a sex dungeon.
Yeah, sorry, Kitty. I don't mean to be talking about this shit with your young virgin ears.
Right.
God, so fucking adorable.
Yeah, she's a cutie.
It's not going to be an exciting studio tour. Not to mention, I still have a lot of work to do. It is hot. Here, I'll show you the hot mess. I forget that I've got easy access to do some, which way we going here? Is that the way I want to go? Yeah, that's the way I want to go. Okay. Hot mess express right here.
Oh, dude. Yeah, no, my office is a fucking wreck. I think I've told you before, every single time I finish a review, oh, damn, yeah. No, there's some things.
Just a fucking disaster.
Dude, every time I finish a review, it's like a fucking bomb went off, though. It's ridiculous. I love it. Dude, it's looking good, though.
It's coming together.
Good. Yeah.
New beer fridge, taller, a little better.
There you go.
Guitar on the wall. But yeah, there you go,
Very
Bauer,
cool.
you son of a bitch. There's your studio
There's
tour.
a whole tour.
There's a whole tour.
There
I
it
need
is.
one more bar light. That'll be here tomorrow. See the big, tall stand light.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
That'll be...
Yeah, that's
I
nice,
figured I needed a little bit of color.
I like it. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
that's happening.
I went, dude, that's the thing. Like I like the purple. I like the purple also. I guess I
I'm a
like
big fan.
the kind of a dark, like deep purple, like the band.
Yeah.
You know?
And you know what?
But
It sucks
yeah.
because it's fairly deep, but it does not come through deep with the camera.
Oh, really?
No. Gonna have to adjust that, I guess. I'm hoping maybe with one on each side of the the sex seat there. Sex seat. It's full of shit too. This is a massive, like fluffy, genuine leather love seat.
hell
And
yeah.
I'm gonna have to really clean it good because I did buy it used.
Oh,
so
word,
there's
dude, yeah.
Probably already been a lot of sex on. For $40. I got it for
Dude,
40
$40, that's crazy. Yeah.
$40.
That's a steal.
I could sleep on that thing if I piss my wife off. I can just come nap.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. And I got a little, I wish I could turn the camera the other way because my setup, which I'm really happy with so far. Got a really cool new desk. And then I've got my, what is this? Acer Predator monitor or whatever hooked up to the Mac Mini.
Okay.
And directly above my monitor, I've got like a Roku TV. And so I can just sit back there and watch football, which I was watching football when I was setting some of this shit up.
Fuck yeah.
And it's like it's studio / main cave / sex dungeon.
Nice.
So it's a multi-purpose facility here.
Yep.
And if I ever decide to make meth, I'll do that here too.
Yeah. No, that's true. Yeah. It's a good, it's like a meth shack. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the middle of nowhere.
You can always supplement the microphone income with meth. You know,
That's probably what I need to do. I'm still really burnt out on my job and I really need a change, but it doesn't seem to be happening anytime soon.
Oh man. Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah. But, oh, dude. So I was curious. Before we go, do you have any, since it's our 20th anniversary, I was trying to think, dude, like, are there any like significant things with 20? Trying to think like, I mean, obviously 2020 vision. So, I mean, that's
420,
that's big.
but we're way past 420.
There we go.
Which is the stupidest fucking thing. Like I've never understood.
I
who the
know.
fuck came up with that?
I know. Yeah. That's what I was talking about the other day. I'm like, we have too many days for things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's National Wives Day. Like, what the fuck? What happened to Valentine's Day?
Yeah.
Like,
it's so
National
weird.
something day all the time. National Butter Day. Like, I don't give a fuck about butter.
Yeah, no, it's like, and there was like National Black Cat Day. I'm like, that's Halloween. What are we doing?
That's Halloween.
Like,
yes.
I love my black cat, but like, that's Halloween, you know?
Just shit to post on social media, man. That's all it is.
It's crazy.
20. Not really.
Ooh, Barry Sanders. That's great. So, I mean,
Barry Sanders was a badass. Really
fucking great.
Sad that he was being spend his whole career on a shit team, but
yes.
Yeah, 20.
I mean, I guess, yeah, dude. No, I mean, the year 2020.
It's a milestone for us because how
long has it been?
Did it take us 2 years to get to 20 episodes? I don't know how long we've been doing this, but I have a feeling.
Good for us, man.
I got a feeling. Let me see here.
I wouldn't doubt it, dude. I would not doubt it.
Podcast.
That's fucking hilarious.
Let's check it out on the old Apple.
10 episodes a year.
We've managed to wrangle 3 5.0 ratings.
Oh, word.
So we're really burning. Let's see. The last episode was July 22nd. So it was hot as fuck outside. August, September, October, November, December. Not quite 5 months, but going on half a year since we did an episode. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, we're going to promise not to do that again. Yeah.
We have decided that we want to try to set just a day where we hold each other a little bit accountable. Like, hey, let's do this every other Friday or something.
No, this seems very doable.
July 8th of 2022. So we are pushing a year and a half.
Dang, okay.
Of Obscure Hotline. And we finally are making it to episode 20.
Yeah.
Can I see these? How do I look at these?
That's crazy.
Listen, okay. Anyone who wants to review this podcast, because it is in podcast form, fucking write something. Like, we got 3 5-star reviews where people just lazily hit the 5-star and move on. Say something about it.
Dude, say something like weird too.
Yeah.
Like say something really weird.
Super obscure or abstract or hotliney, like, I got a tentacle up my butt the other day while listening to this podcast, like hentai forever. Just do that.
Just hentai love, dude.
Hentai love.
Oh, God. Dude. Yeah. No, you got to write something. Like, I appreciate the 5-star, but like, just something like.
I'm gonna go full Appalachian on you right now, but I'm gonna tell you what now. I'm gonna tell you what now, buddy. All right, let me tell you what now, buddy. I am shocked that we have not heard from Michael Bauer saying, "When you guys gonna do an episode? When you gonna make an Obscure Hotline? What's gonna happen?"
Dude, that's true. I know. Maybe he must hate our podcast now.
He must have moved on.
Yep,
he moved on.
It's like these fucking lazy bastards.
Yeah. Yeah, and fucking, Tom Buck said he listened to us while he's working out. Fuck, dude probably looks like, Ric Flair by now in his prime. but hasn't listened to us while doing it. He went from 180 pounds to 230 pounds of raw fucking, pun muscle. Raw pun muscle.
Dude, yeah. No, he's out there playing hockey now, man. It's crazy.
That's awesome. Dope. Absolutely awesome.
I wish I had that. I wish I could do that.
If there's one thing we can say, not only did we finally make it to 20 episodes, but the fact still remains that this podcast is the reason that we love Tom Buck.
That's true. That will never change. That is true. That is the reason.
That will never change.
It will never change.
We'd have probably never spoke to him if we hadn't have got our dumb asses on here and started acting a fool. We never would have got the joy of knowing Tom Buck a little bit.
Dude, yeah, I fucking love Tom, dude. He's great.
Well, he's probably one of the best dudes I've met through this whole process.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But hopefully he can work out to this one.
Yeah.
He'll probably fall off the treadmill when he hears about hentai tentacles going in, orifices. Sorry, Tom.
Dude, oh shit. Well, we were a little less intense this episode, I feel like, right?
Were we?
I don't
Probably.
know.
Yeah, I mean, at least to begin, we were pretty serious. Like, horror movies.
Horror movies.
We were a little Siskel and Eberty there for a little bit. Yeah.
Oh,
that's okay. We had to get back into the groove of it.
Yeah.
Since it's been almost half a year.
Congrats to us for getting our shit together and doing a 20th episode.
Yeah. And this just goes to show, we're going to end it here in a minute, but this just goes to show that if you have a true friendship, it doesn't matter if you go 5 months without doing a podcast together. You pick up where you left off.
Exactly. We weren't. Yeah. No, dude. We do talk about that. Like, friendship shouldn't be only dependent on recent, like,
yes.
And so
you don't need repetitive acts of friendship and repetitive, dates. We don't have to, we're past that in our relationship. We don't have to go on dates. We can go 5 months without seeing each other and then still get hard for each other. I'm not going
to be insecure about it. I'll just, I'll show up and
whip it out, and whip it out just like we did on day one,
Yep. Absolutely. Yep.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you all for listening to our 20th episode of the Obscure Hotline. Bark is on Obscure Mics. I'm on Audio Hotline. And
Audio Hotline.
Yeah, fucking Audio Hotline. And
I'm on the Fuck Audio Hotline.
Dude, oh man, I hope that someone has a channel out there that is that one day. That'd be great.
Fuck Audio. Oh God.
Fuck Audio Hotline.
That happens.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, we keep veering off the course. We're trying to leave, but there's a podcast that strictly is in response to every Alex Jones episode of InfoWars. And it's just fucking magic. Like, I wish somebody would be like, the Obscure Mics weekly update. And like, well, this fucking idiot's still making that's what she said jokes. And
I would
Bronson's
love
still doing
that,
goddamn kitty purr tests. What the fuck's up with that? I would love if somebody would do that.
Love that. Oh my gosh.
I'd listen every episode.
So funny. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. I'd be their number one fan.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Be their first review. But thanks, we got to thank them all for letting us do what?
Be inside of you. Thank you.
Like a tentacle.
Thank you for that.
Like a tentacle.
It's been a while and it felt good. Felt real good.
It did feel good, yeah. My tentacles are tingly.
My testicles are tingly. Yep. All right.
I said tentacles for God's sake.
Probably get that checked out.
My mother's listening to this.
All right. Shit. See you guys next time.
Peace out.